I can record. Okay. All right, so we begin with the first part, which has to do with Excel interface and basic functions. All right, so the first thing we do is Excel is like any other program that we want to open. We get down to the search bar and we can type Office or we can just type Excel. And like this machine has an older version, which is 2010 version. So we open this. When we will start working on more advanced ones, I will log into my Microsoft 365 account so that we can be able to use it. Because you have some functions that are advanced functions like XLOOKUP when you are looking up vast values. That one is only available from 21 to 365. All right, so when you open up your Excel, this is what you have. This is what you have as a, oh, sorry. This is what you have as interface. So if anybody doesn't see my screen, make sure that you get to the comment section and or you can even speak up. So I'll be able to make sure I'm not just talking to myself. All right, so this is what we have. Now, what
We cannot see the Excel, please. Sorry. It's still the Microsoft document that is open. We
Okay.
cannot see the Excel sheet.
Oh. Can you see now?
No. Not yet. Also, maybe the other should confirm so that the problem is coming from my end. I will check, but I can't see it. I can only see the Microsoft page.
Let me stop sharing and reshare and see.
Yes, I can see it now.
All right, so this is what we have. So when we open this is the interface we have. Firstly, up here, this upper area, we'll call it the ribbon area that has all the tools that we require, especially editing tools. Tools that we need to use to type in, maybe to edit and all that. So that is what we have up here. We have the home ribbon that has a set of tools like cut, copy, paste, format painter to format cells and all that. We can bold, italicize, underline. Then this is for font size. We can reduce the size of our fonts. This is for font type. Like in Microsoft Word, we can modify the type of our fonts. Then this is still for font size to increase and reduce. And now here we have, this is alignment, we have merge and center. We'll see how to be using all this. Then this is for formats, the different formats that we may have. If we have figures, we want it to be presented as a number, as a currency and accounting, as a short date, long date, and all that. We'll see how to work on that. Conditional formatting and all this. We'll work on all this. So these are tools that can be used. Now the insert tab or ribbon we use it to be able to insert a whole lot of things like pivot tables, shapes, and even charts, especially when we are working with data visualization to move from data in a table to present better charts that it will be easier for people to be able to understand our findings or our results. Then we use these charts. There are several types of charts. Then we have slicers, hyperlink. This is used to create a link to maybe other applications that we have in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft PowerPoint. We may be making a presentation in PowerPoint, but we have a chart in Microsoft Excel. We can create a hyperlink linking the chart to the presentation in PowerPoint, so that as we are talking to people, we just need to click that link. It takes us to Excel and gives us the chart. Then WordArt is mostly for text beautification and all that. Then equations and symbols. This is to type mathematical functions. Then page layout helps us to organize our page when we want to print it. Yes, in Excel, it is not like in Word that you just type on a page and you just print. In Microsoft Word, you just get straight to print and it prints the page the way it is. But here, when you want to print an Excel work, you need to come and set a print area around where the text is found before you can print it. So we'll also see how to do finishing with this when you work on a text and you want to print it and all that. So we have a whole lot of formulas here under the formula ribbon too. Then data. This is an area where we can pull data from different sources and we can manipulate data. We can carry out data validation, which has to do with which data is accepted. If we have duplicates, we remove duplicates and all that. So we can group, ungroup, and use this for all that. So review is, we use this review when we are doing roundup, when we are finishing with our work. Maybe we do the final copy of our work and we do not want anybody to modify it. We can protect the cells by locking the cells in a way that nobody can type inside the cells. So you can see protect sheet, protect workbook, and all that. We can protect the sheet. Nobody will be able to type anything if we know that that is a final copy of our work and we don't want it to be modified. Then this view, it helps us to go through the interface to modify to certain levels, to view it in a normal way, maybe through page layout, through normal, maybe at times when we want to freeze columns or freeze rows and make sure that we see certain parts despite the fact that we are moving the page up and down. We use this. So as we are moving forward, we'll be seeing all this. So with team, these are just like publications that we do. We'll make publications that we can share with people now. So this is just as if what we have from home right up to team, it's like from conception phase of every project that we have right up to the end of the project that we have to prepare a report now and we distribute it to the team that we are working with. So today, what we are working on is we have to look at the interface. We go through it, we navigate the interface, and we start looking at data entry, aggregate functions, and logical functions. So we are going to look at some practical things on that. Now, these are the ribbons up here that we have just gone through. On the other side down here, what we have are sheets. So this is sheet 1. What you can do is you can rename it. To rename it, either you double click on it, and when it's highlighted, you just rename. Maybe you can decide to say oranges, or you double click this one. Either you double click or you right click too. You right click and you take rename. That is it. So you can give whatever name you want to give to it. So it depends on you. So if you want to have several sheets, then you just need to keep clicking here. When you place your cursor here, you see insert worksheet. That is a new worksheet. So if you click there, you see another worksheet comes up. That is it. So down here, these are the sheets, and it's like the status bar. Because when you walk down here, it helps you to give you uh, information on the number of rows you're working on and all that. So on the right side, it helps us also to resize the page. You see, if we zoom in, zoom out, you see, if we zoom in, we zoom out. So most times, we can also do this by using a shortcut on our keyboard. Like if we type something here, let's just say AAA. Yes, for you, if you see it is going to look very tiny. But if you press the control key on your keyboard and you use your scroll on your mouse and you're scrolling forward, you see that you are zooming the page to make it more visible. It is larger and it's more visible. So if you press your control key and you zoom backwards, you see that you're making it smaller. That is it. So we use this part to either zoom in or zoom out to make sure that we make everything very visible to us. Then on the upper side of the spreadsheet, so these are cells that we have on this spreadsheet, and a cell is an intersection between columns and rows. And so the columns in Excel are labeled in letters. We have A, B, C, D, right up to Z. Then we have we have A, B, A, C. So if we have to push this to the end, you see how it goes. Like it keeps going and going and going and going. That is it. So these are the columns. Then downwards, we have now the numbers. The numbers now stand for the rows. That is it. And you have millions and millions of them. So if you put data inside this cell, like let me say 100, then you put another one here, 200. If you want to add these numbers, you don't have to say 100 plus 200. You just have to say the content of cell A1 plus the content of cell B1. That is it. A1 is the cell number. So this cell is called A1 and this other cell is called B1. That is how it goes. So these cells, that is the name that we give to the cells. So now, since today we are just beginning, I'll bring out a short example, and we're going to see how to work on few data entry and basic functions, then look at these aggregate functions, logical functions, if, nested if, sum if, count if, and see how we'll be done with that today. This is the introduction, and so these are the basic things that we have to begin with. So the first case, let me see, for aggregate functions, sum product, counter, and all this. Let's use the first example of maybe sales data. So let's rename this first tab and call it sales. So we are going to look at sales data, and we are going to look at a very simple example. We are going to Now say product. We are going to say unit cost. We are going to say quantity. We are going to say unit price. And we're going to say unit price. And we'll end at that level. All right. Now let me show you something. Let me reduce all this and show you something. So we talked about resizing columns. So if you type in a cell and the cell is so small that it cannot contain the number of characters of the word you type is so long that it cannot fully show in the cell, what you do is you come to these column headers. See the boundary between the columns, this boundary between between A and B. You place your cursor. When you place your cursor, it's going to show a double arrow, double-sided arrow. Either you double click or you can decide to just click and drag. But now, if you have a table that has so many columns like this with similar problems, there is no need coming to be doing it one by one, like do this one, do this one. You come here, the intersection up here, you click to select everything. Then you just place your cursor in one of the points here. When it shows the double arrow, you double click, and that's all. You see that you have created spaces for all of them. That way now you don't need to be doing it one by one. Now let's just suppose that you have different goods that you had to produce and sell. Let's just say you were selling you have a fruit store, you are selling oranges. No, let's take electronics as an example. You are selling electronics, and so you were selling phones. You are selling phone. You are selling computers. We're selling what again? Let's say fridge. Let's say pan. Let's say blender. So I'm just taking let's say we have 6, let's take some, maybe 10 of them. Blender, what again? Let's just say pen. Let's just say pencil. Let's just say
Food charger,
Iron.
printer,
yes, printer.
Iron.
What again?
charger,
Iron. For ironing clothes.
Oh, okay,
Like,
iron.
appliance.
And one more.
charger, a
Okay,
phone charger.
let's just say charger.
Mm.
All right. Now let's say of all this, the unit price is the unit price for a phone is 100,000. Then for computers is 200,000. For a fridge is maybe 220,000. For a fan is maybe 50,000. For a blender is maybe 30,000. For a pen is maybe 1,000. Pencil is maybe 500. Printer is maybe 40,000. Iron is maybe 25,000. charger is maybe let's say 3 or 5,000. All right, that's what we have. Now, let's say this is the unit cost. So that is how much we buy it. Now, the quantity we buy, let's just say we buy 100 copies of this. We buy maybe 80 copies of this. We buy maybe 200 copies of this. Fans, maybe 50 copies. Blender, maybe 60 copies. Pens, maybe 100 copies. Pencil, maybe 120 copies. Printers, maybe 40 copies. Iron, maybe 50 copies. Charger, maybe 50 copies. And now, the unit price, let's say for phones, for a phone, 100,000 unit cost, but unit price is 130,000. So we are supposing that 250,000 for this, which is maybe 260,000. Fan, maybe 75,000. Blender, maybe 50,000. Pen, maybe 2,000. Pencil, 1,000. Printer, let's say 60,000. Iron, let's say 40,000. And charger, let's say 10,000. All right, so this is just a hypothesis that we have. And
Please, I have a question.
yes,
What is the difference between a unit cost and unit price?
okay. Unit cost is how much we bought the goods that we are selling. And unit price
Okay.
is how much we are selling the price. The price is what we sell the good for. And the cost
Okay.
is what we incur to acquire the goods that we want to sell.
Okay.
Now, yes, now in accounting, unit cost is not just even what we spent in acquiring the goods. It is the purchase price of the good plus purchase related expenses of the goods. For example, if you want to calculate your unit cost for any good that you want to sell, you need to buy that goods from the market. You need to spend money maybe to even have information to know where the good is. You need to spend money to transport the goods from where you bought, maybe to your warehouse or to your shop. So you need to add all those expenses to it to have now the unit cost of production. That is the cost of acquiring 1 unit of that good. So when you sell that 1 unit now, that is what we call the price, the unit price. So if you have to acquire 1 phone, maybe from China, to sell in America or to sell in Cameroon, when you buy that phone, you have to pay maybe for shipping. You will pay some excise duties from China to take the phones out of the Chinese territory. You pay for shipping, maybe to reach Douala. You pay for custom duties to clear it from Douala. If your shop is maybe Boya, Limbe, Bamenda, Yaoundé, you need to pay to transport the goods from Douala seaport or airport to wherever your shop is. So that is the cost. That is the cost of acquiring that unit. So you add all that to it before you can add your price to know that you can make profit. So your unit price now is what you sell. The price at which you sell 1 unit. All right. Any other question? All right, so now this is what we have. Now, Excel
Yeah,
makes it.
please, I will be on and off because I
Ah,
am
okay.
at work.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw your message. So Excel
Okay.
makes it very easy in a way that if we have this thing, because if you go to very big supermarkets, what you'll notice is that they sell thousands of products per day. Thousands. So just imagine that they sell thousands of products per day. You cannot be able to make analysis manually if you sell thousands of products per day. But now we are going to use simple functions now to see how we can be able to make analysis of results like this. So now the first thing is we have a if we have these goods, let's suppose now that we multiply the situations. Let's just say, as far as phones are concerned, we copy this line, copy, then we come down here, maybe we paste it quite a number of times, right click, paste, right click, paste. Uh, let's say we paste. Yes, we paste it quite a number of times. So what I've done is that to paste it, I've just copied one of these rows and I've just selected a whole zone. Like I just come here, I click and hold and drag, come down here and I paste. I can either press Ctrl V on my keyboard or I just right click and take paste. So I'll be able to paste it. So we are supposing that on a particular day, we sold phones this number of times. So we already know the unit cost of phones, and we already know the quantities that we have. But now in the situation of quantities now, we can come down now and decide to change this. Maybe in terms of quantities that we sold, we can put random numbers. We sold 2 here. Maybe we sold, let's say 5, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 5, 4. So that is the number of times we sold phones. Then we may decide to take something like a charger too. We copy it and we try to say maybe there's a certain number of times we sold chargers. Please, maybe in a minute's time, the meeting may stop. I don't know what's happening, but I will have to send you another link because it seems as if I'm working with a subscribed account, so maybe I have not been able to renew it and all that. Looking at that, if it goes off, then I will check that and I'll send you another link for us to continue. So it will take probably less than an hour, but we just need to go through this so that you see how the first case will be. That way, when we are done, I'll give you a homework that everybody will be working on so that it will make you practice what you have studied. All right, so we have chargers. Let's change, maybe let's say 7 chargers were bought, 2, maybe 3, maybe 5, 1, 1, 3, 2, and 1. Okay,